This video is over volume of cylinders, cones, and spheres. For our first problem, we have a cylinder that has a diameter of 8, and it also has a height of 8. Our first step is to take half of the diameter, because we only want the radius, and half of 8 is 4. We're going to use our formula, pi r squared h, plugging in the radius that we found 4 and our height 8. 4 squared is going to give us 16. We multiply the 16 by the height 8 to get 128, and then we multiply by pi. The directions tell us to use 22 over 7, and when we multiply by that fraction, we end up with 402.2857, on and on and on. But the directions tell us to round to the nearest tenth. 2 is in the tenths place. The 8 tells us to round up. So our final answer is 402.3. For number 2, we have a cone that has a radius of 3, and it has a height of 5. We use our formula, pi r squared h divided by 3, plugging in the radius 3 and the height 5. We solve the exponents first, so 3 squared gives us 9. We then multiply the 9 times the height 5 to get 45. Dividing 45 by 3 to get 15. And then multiplying by pi, using the direction value 22 over 7. We end up with 47.1428, on and on and on. But we only want to round to the nearest tenth, as the directions state. 1 is in the tenths place, 4 tells us to round down, and so our answer is going to stay 47.1. For our last problem, we have a sphere, and this sphere has a radius of 15. We use our formula, 4 pi r to the third power divided by 3. We plug in our radius, 15. We solve the exponents first, so 15 to the third power is going to give us 3375. We multiply that value by 4 to get 13,500. We divide that value by 3 to get 4,500. And then we multiply by pi. The directions tell us to use 22 over 7 for pi. And so when we multiply, we end up with 14,142.85714. We're going to round to the nearest tenth as per the directions. 8 is in the tenths place. The 5 tells us to round up. And so our answer ends up as 14,142.9.